Um, Today I test out the StarLink thing again, traveling in motion. So StarLink in motion. I tried it a couple days ago and that never worked too well. So traveling down west, kind of in a Mandeville now. So traveling down towards the west side of Jamaica, Westmoreland, pass through St. Elizabeth, etc. So the last time I was using a Gen 2 model, which is an older model, one of the older one. That never worked too well. Keep dropping out, signal keep dropping out as I drive. Then again, when I was setting it up, when I was activating the mobile option, I actually got a message to say that it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work too well. It worked, but it never worked too well. So I got a border StarLink Mini, and I decided I'm gonna try it again. Now the good thing about the StarLink Mini now is that I have it in the sunroof right here. So I just put it on top of this full cover thing, and it's just up there. So it's been working fine so far. So we're heading soon hit Spur Tree Hill. So we want to see how it works, and so we can give it the StarLink Mini to see how the StarLink Mini works compared to the Gen 2. I don't think I'll ever try the Gen 3, which is massive, and to mount it, etc., maybe a little bit challenging. So not going to try that. So heading down, I'm gonna turn the camera. Heading down Spur Tree Hill now, and so far we're still connected, right? So all right, so if you have just any kind of feedback, just let us know, what it's like in terms of the reception, and whether it's buffering or any kind of positive or negative. So at least we can give it a rating at the end. All right, so as I said, I was testing out the StarLink. So as you know, StarLink has kind of become synonymous with Hurricane Melissa. Since Melissa, StarLink, I mean thousands, I would say thousands and thousands of StarLink devices have been brought into Jamaica. I know the government brought in some, a telephone company brought in some. Other persons have been importing, getting it in the States and bringing it in. So quite a large number has come in since Hurricane, right? And I guess it has proved quite valuable to a lot of people, where especially in communities that are hardest hit. Well, not only hardest hit, but just communities in general that have lost access to power and also telecommunication services. So they have been really hard hit and looking forward, anxiously awaiting the return of power and service. So a number of persons with StarLink have been going into these areas and helping out as much as possible. By allowing persons to connect to their StarLink Wi-Fi, so that at least I can communicate out to friends and family, just to let them know that they're okay. Some persons have been going with generators as well, so you can charge up your phone and you can make calls, etc. So that has been going good. Now StarLink is built by a company called SpaceX, and of course SpaceX is owned by Elon Musk, right? So that is just some background, and he has, I understand that SpaceX has, and StarLink, the subsidiary, has been working closely with the government in terms of providing terminals that they need for the recovery effort, and the government has distributed them to key key departments in government, and also, when I say government, I mean the opposition and the persons in the leadership, which is GLP and PNP. So both have gotten StarLink, right? So that has been going well, and as I said, Elon Musk has shared been supporting. I'm not sure in what way they support, whether they sold it or they contributed, but StarLink has provided a number of them to the government, and persons have been bringing it as well, right? So that has kind of made a big impact in our ability to communicate, especially reaching out to our loved ones and just letting them know that everything is good and whatever. Now, about 2.5 years ago, while, I mean, if you have been following the channel, you know that my wife and I started a kind of off-grid thing where we are doing planting trees out in Portland, and based on where the property is in Portland, it's really remote, so we didn't have access to telephone service. Whether none of the two telecom providers had service in that specific area. They have service in the community, but where we are, the service was really poor. In fact, non-existent. So we had to go with StarLink to communicate and keep connected. Because the area was so remote, it was for our own safety that we can at least communicate outside. If there's any issues, we can, call for help. So about 2.5, almost 3, a short video just giving instructions, because persons were asking a lot about how to order the StarLink. So I did a quick video on ordering the StarLink. That was close to 3 years ago, less 2 months. But since Melissa, it's like the video has, taken on a leg of its own, and I mean, tons and tons of persons have been watching and interacting with the video, and kind of surprising the feedback that they have been sending and the type of discussions that they've been having around the whole StarLink and using StarLink in Jamaica, right? And different people have different views, but it's varied, right? Some are happy for StarLink, they're still interested in purchasing, they still want to know the price, still want to know the process for ordering, how long it takes to get here, right? While others are kind of, raising red flags, advising people to be cautious of the product itself, and also cautious of Elon Musk, right? So I thought it was kind of interesting, the difference in views and how some people are looking forward and using it, while others are really concerned about, what it could mean for Jamaica. I mean, there are, as I said, varied views. How they categorize Elon in terms of being evil or being good, and are just saying that the government should be cautious and the people should be more cautious. But as I said, while others are saying, listen, let's use this thing, we need to communicate. They are happy when a StarLink comes into the community and they can use it and they can reach out. As I said, people are bringing them in. Entertainers are bringing them in. I mean, there was a recent video where an entertainer indicated that he brought in some and it was stolen, or one and it was stolen. So we know that they are coming into the island, and the numbers are increasing. And one of the ways they can know that it's increasing is in some areas that you could order a StarLink for, you're now being placed on a waiting list, which is a long waiting list. Once that cell, they call it a cell. Not sure exactly how it works, but they call it a cell. How many terminals that those cells can accommodate. So you'll find that persons are trying to order in specific areas and are unable to, so that those cells are just too congested for ordering right now. Right? An option is just to identify another address somewhere else and order for that address where service is available, so that you can get the StarLink in hand. Right? So yeah, so the comments have been coming in. As I say, it's been really interesting. I'll link the video so that you can take a look at it and look at some of the comments, read the comments. If required, put in your own comments. What are your views on whether Jamaica should be taking advantage of this new technology, or being wary of the owner and what their agenda is. Right? There's one comment in particular that I saw that kind of talk about, if StarLink becomes one of the primary providers of internet service in Jamaica, that it could really impact or crowd out the local telcos, right? I mean, I think that's a good point, but I'm assuming that the telcos, well, first of all, some of the telcos are actually bringing in StarLink terminals, and I'm thinking by now, based on how rapidly StarLink is being adopted in Jamaica, by now some telcos would have at least developed a strategy to StarLink, whether it's partnership or whether it's doing their own thing to compete on price and compete on availability and uptime, etc. So yeah, as I say, you can always go. You can also comment on this video and share how you feel about, what are your thoughts about StarLink in Jamaica, whether it's an asset to us or a liability, right? I'd love to hear the views, so please share. Also give us a thumb up. The comments are good. If you haven't subscribed us yet, please do so. That helps the channel, right? Right, so I just wanted to talk about that because it was very interesting to me. As I said, we're on our way to Westmoreland, just coming off Spur Tree Hill, and what I'm talking about now was StarLink, and we're actually using StarLink for this live. So I'm hoping that the live is working and it's not buffering, and so it's good to do. So I'm gonna switch around the camera to show you some of the way, and when we get in some of the areas that I'm not sure how long this live will be on, and we'll decide, depending on if it's anything interesting, we'll decide how we move forward. Right? Alright, so we should be approaching Santa Cruz soon, probably in another 10 or 15 minutes. And so the workmen are still on the road. This is Flo doing their recovery effort. Good to see them on the road, because I think the JPS has passed through already and done their work. So power has been restored in this area, which is important for pumping water back up to the top of the spur tree. And I think this is where the water is. I have to be a little bit careful on these roads now, because going downhill I could easily exceed the speed limit, and then Mr. Copper would want to take advantage of me. Some work still going on. All right. Like I said, this is a test of StarLink. So people, give us a like, give us a thumbs up. We're heading to west now, and when we get to the west, we'll share some more information about what is going on. Going down to help out some family members. You know, have to keep in touch with them. No power. Telephone service seems as if it's coming back in some areas, but it's sketchy. So they're not always accessible. So just driving down now to make sure that, you know, we keep in touch and they know that we are still around for them. Alright? Don't forget to subscribe, give us a like, and the comments are important. If you can comment, just share your views on StarLink in Jamaica and whether it's an asset to us or it will an asset now, and whether it could be a liability in the future. Right? So we're on Goshen Main Road now. And for the most part, you can see that the road is clear. I mean, after so many weeks, probably about 3 weeks ago, hurricane, roads are clear. So we have passed, yeah, I mean, still have some roads and some, you know, some of the interiors that still need some work, especially those that have broken off, have landslide and thing. So well, so far the StarLink mini seem to be holding up. Performance is good. Okay. A little bad driving. Person saying thank you to the driver in front. Yes, people, as I said, we're testing out the StarLink. We're using the mini this time. We started out with we tested the Gen 2 model before. That was terrible. Keep dropping out, you know, losing signal. Testing the Gen 3, sorry, the mini now, and the mini has been good so far. We did our drive at on the highway. We're going at the speed limit, which is 110, and we were getting, in some areas we're getting like 100 megabits per second, and in another area that is kind of more sparse, no homes, etc., we're getting upward of 200 megabits per second while driving at speed. So that was really good. So far the test has been going well. this is Goshen, right? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are with us, we are doing a drive down to Westmoreland. We are now in Goshen. I think this is St. Elizabeth. Should be getting to Santa Cruz at some point. Testing out the StarLink Mini for in-mobile service. So far it is working well. We haven't been seeing any dropping of signal as yet, and we haven't been seeing any loss of signal, and we have done some speed test as well. The speed test in terms of bandwidth is good. And speed test in terms of velocity of the vehicle, speed test of the Wi-Fi while we're driving at different speeds, within the speed limit, of course, and those have been good as well. I think this would be like if you have a transportation business carrying people, and you want them to have Wi-Fi access, this probably would be a good option. The only thing is that the mobile feature, while residential feature is probably about $7,000 Jamaican, if you want to go mobile, it is over double that, right? So be prepared to pay a premium for the mobile option. I want to tell you a story. So when I just got the StarLink about 3 years ago, I mounted in a location on the cabin that we built, and where it was always being blocked by this tree, right? And we didn't want to cut down the tree. So I started to do some research on how we could get the dish facing flat and always permanently upwards, facing up. And there was a hack. Persons used to drill the back of their dish and disconnect the motor that controls the movement of the dish, right? So that was the hack, and it always stayed in a permanent position, upright position. Now, I mean, I didn't want to do that. So I reached out I just sent a message on X to StarLink, right? In fact, SpaceX, StarLink, and a couple other names. And I suggested that they add a feature in the app so a person can select to just put the dish in an upright position if they want to, right? About 3 months after that, StarLink, the app, I got the app. Well, I did some research, and the app now has that feature. But I realized I didn't have the feature, so I was trying to figure out why. I realized that feature was added about 3 months after I suggested it. I'm thinking that I'm the one that resulted in this new feature. But the app, that feature now requires you to pay. Right? You have to select the mobile option and pay a premium to get that feature. So I'm thinking I'm the one that suggested it but didn't benefit from it at the time. Hopefully one day I will. Alright. Interesting little story. Alright, where are we now? Highway A2 to Gutters. Also Tombstone to Gutters. Oh, Tombstone to Gutters. Okay. Tombstone to Gutters. I mean, here in this area, you hardly see any impact of the hurricane along the roads anymore because all that has been now cleared up. I mean, if you look to the right, you'll see some trees that are browning and stuff because those are either dead or they haven't started to sprout leaf as yet. So some should recover soon. You know, the forestry department says about 42% of the trees in the west area were completely destroyed. So there will have to be a massive tree planting exercise to get the trees, to get that kind of vegetation back in those areas. Especially trees that are deep root trees that hold the ground, prevent erosion. Right now in Santa Cruz town. So this is Santa Cruz. School repairing their fence. Houses on the left over there still have tarp on the roof. My big concern now is going to be the price for building material because that is going to be one area that is going to be lacking in short order. Because once everybody starts to repair, I'm thinking prices will start skyrocketing again. Should I take the bypass?
I said this up in the right direction.
I was pointing the bypass, right? Yeah, no, turn back. I'm going on the side so people start turn back. Sometimes the bypass not just as bad enough. Just doing a turn back and take the bypass. Although the bypass may just be just as bad. Last time I drive the bypass, the honest was completely flooded. And I met about the community, the whole community called Riverview or View River, New River, completely flooded. Oh, somebody actually came down all the way. Could have come down this one. Alright, this is the back road. In fact, when we're coming, the road was flooded as well. The road was completely flooded. And there was a big pothole in the water. Nobody knew how big it was. But a car in front dropped in it and came out, and we didn't know how wide it was, so nobody wanted to go in it, in the water. So, the road was just blocked. Wait for a good while until somebody got brave enough to say, alright, I'm going to try it. And they did. Stop buffering. Stop buffering.
That must be me. Maybe the couple is flying up down.
Right here somewhere that we are on. Okay. Right here was flooded. Right here, so it was flooded all the way to up here. Oh, the wrong gone. Made a wrong turn.
You know the road, right?
Eh?
You know that road.
I'm a pedestrian, so I'm right away. Which way is someone's going? Eh? Which way is someone's going? That?
It's still a short say on that road.
Eh?
No, I think you should cut.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, this bypass, you have to know it. Alright. Don't turn here either.
Straight down.
Only for this. No, this wasn't where the pothole was, but this is one of the potholes. This is the Santa Cruz town bypass. Oh, this is where the pothole was. People still cleaning up. This guy is still doing cleanup.
Flooded.
Yeah. Houses over here. Oh, this is where it was completely New River. Since I had some New River, where it was completely flooded. Alright, so this is the Santa Cruz bypass. I'm getting back on the main road now. Traffic through the town is normally, terrible, so always good to, if you can, bypass that. Windsor Heights, but not 24 that Windsor. Okay, so this is the Tombstone.
To Gutters Road.
I was still on the Tombstone to Gutters Road. People, as I say, testing out the StarLink Mini to see what the performance is like while driving. Driving at various speed to see if the live, a YouTube live will still have, still have break up and, slow down or losing signal while we're driving. So far, it has been going good, right? I think we saw one incident of buffering, but I'm not sure how it affected the stream. So if you have any issues or if you're seeing any issues, just give me a comment. So it's going through. We started out with a Gen 2, which is the older activated dish. That was terrible in terms of in motion. The Mini now is much better so far. We're going out to Westmoreland, so we'll try and see how it lasts for the full drive. Once we get to middle quarters, we're going to go Newmarket side and then through the back road, some bypass to get to Lennox and then Darliston side. Eventually we're going to go to Savmar and then out to Negril, right? So just keep posted. If you can share some comments about the stream and how it's going so far, that would be great. Also, we're talking about Elon Musk and StarLink in Jamaica, whether that's an asset to us or a liability. Different people have different views. Not because of well, I haven't seen any views because of the product itself. I mean, some may say, afraid of the signals or, radiation. But others were more concerned about Elon himself, right? While others were more focused on we need internet access and we need to be able to communicate, and this is the option we have at this point. So you have good, you have two, different ends of the spectrum. Either they want it and some are fearing it. So share your thoughts. Let us know what you think on what the StarLink means for Jamaica now or in the future, good or bad. Alright? Alright, 1 second, a phone call coming, 1 second. Just continue to watch the Alright, sorry people. Just had to take a quick phone call. I think we reached La Cove if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna just drive through. I know so there's a church. The last time we passed there's a church that a colleague of mine is his family church. I mean he had passed a couple of years ago, God rest his soul. The church is completely destroyed. Well, completely, I mean the roof is gone and some of the walls look damaged as well. I can see, based on what I'm seeing now, it has cleaned up significantly. The driving through much easier than when the hurricane, just shortly after the hurricane hit. So you can see it's looking good. I think this is, yeah, some of the wires are still down. Yeah. Well, most of the wires are still down. people are just kind of getting their life back together now. Roofs off here and there. I mean, you cannot see things from just driving through the communities that the level of devastation at this end. But sometimes when you turn into the communities now and go into the inner, you realize the degree of the damage. Yeah, some of the trees, you can see the leaves are coming back. Alright, so this is the church that I was referring to. We're just passing the church now. Completely damaged. Alright. Just kind of need to be repositioned. Alright. Alright, so you can see the roofs on the left side, roof them gone. Right, roof gone. Next thing we'll go through now, Allen Bamboo or Bamboo Avenue. We'll get there shortly. It should take another 2 years before it returns to its lush state, what it was before. Still testing the Wi-Fi from StarLink. Going through Bamboo Avenue now, St. Elizabeth. One thing about bamboo, they are very resilient. Them grow back quick. So we expect that them bamboo, well, I'm saying 2 years time before it get back to what it was. But within a few weeks, you should see them start growing back again. The ones that are still standing, the leaves will start coming back on them. Because our bamboo grow, bamboo needs sunlight to create the food that it needs, the sugar that it needs to grow. Right? So you see a lot of leaves coming back on these bamboo, and that will send the sugar down to the root, and then the roots can start pushing up some big bamboo shoots again. Remember, people, give us a thumbs up, a like, set alert, and most of all, subscribe, and keep posted. We want the comments on StarLink in Jamaica, whether it's good for Jamaica or bad. What are your views on the link to Elon Musk? I mean, the views so far have been kind of varied. based on another video that I did almost 3 years ago. Persons have been commenting and sharing their views on Elon Musk and StarLink and Jamaicans using the product. Some are warning and some are saying, listen, let's go, let's use it. You know, it's been really necessary and helpful since Melissa. So what are your comments? Share your comments, share your views. Let us know. Remember to subscribe and check back on the feedback, the comments on any posts that you make, so you see what's going on. Alright, so we're talking about StarLink because that's what we're testing today, to see how it performs when you're driving and whether it can support a live. So if you're a YouTuber, you want to know, you can do some lives in various communities. Right, I'm not sure what is happening here now, but we're going to be hitting some traffic in the Bamboo Avenue. Well, this truck that is coming down seems as if it has bamboo on it, so it's probably clearing the area. So there's probably some work happening up ahead. Yeah, but you can see that the bamboo, if you look at some of the roots carefully, you see how twisted they are, and that's not easy to be easily done by any normal force. So the hurricane really was really strong. Yeah, you can see how the bamboo twisted, so it took a while for them to clear the road. And the thing about bamboo, you have to use like a mostly cutlass. You can use a saw, a chainsaw, but it's primarily cutlass, but the bamboos are very sharp, so you have to be very careful, right? If you're not familiar with cutting and clearing bamboo, you could hurt yourself really badly. So it must have taken a little bit of time and effort and a lot of manpower to get this clear. Well, I guess one easy way to clear it would be to use a tractor and just push away the bamboo, but then you lose the beauty of Bamboo Avenue. Like it take it will take a longer time for everything to grow back. So we're in some people. As I said, we're heading down to Westmoreland, now in Bamboo Avenue, St. Elizabeth. When we get to middle quarters, we're going to go up New Market. We want to go to Lennox, Big Woods, but it's a shorter route that way. But we know that the main road is damaged, so we're going to take a shortcut. Well, not a shortcut, a bypass. Right? So hopefully the bypass road is still good. Alright? Going to visit my brother because communication to him is poor. We checked him already, so we're just going down again, carrying down some stuff for him, make sure I'm good. You understand? Just caught in some traffic now. I think it's going to move. I think police probably up the road directing traffic, so it's just one lane at a time, because we just saw a flood of cars coming down and we're stopped, but we're moving before, so I'm assuming we'll start moving shortly, right? So whenever you're in a traffic like this, you know, you always have one or two cars who decide to take it on the right. To two coming here through now. Take it on the right and then go and clog up the front of the road. Alright people, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just put in some, when I get the chance, I'm going to try to put in some timestamps so you can flip the different things that you want to see along the probably end the live soon, because we're just testing. But once I get to I think the traffic going to move soon. Should be getting there. Should be moving soon. I'm just going to keep the live going until probably get to middle quarters, and then decide whether I start another one for no, we'll decide. Yeah, so alright, the traffic moving now. So we're in Bamboo Avenue. And we had a little break for the, you know, we'll see what is happening up the road shortly. More than likely some construction happening. I mean, clearing the road. Clear the road. Yeah, as I thought. Yeah, they're clearing the road. Some heavy equipment working up the road. So you have a stop and go girl here. So I talk about the cutlass, man. You have to use cutlass to clear this. And this can be very, very dangerous. More cutlass, man. Working. As you can see, people, if you're planning to come and check relatives down the side, the road is much clearer. Bamboo Avenue is doing good. Alright, we just start seeing some buffering, you know? See what's going on this thing. Okay, so yes, we're in a congested area again, so that is kind of affecting. So we're gonna end the live now, and then when we get to a less congested area, we'll start again. All right. All the best. Review, comment. Let us know what's going on.